Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Student Impact Summit. Let's get started. So, 2 weeks ago, one of my teachers called me and he told me that his salary was being cut by 60%, and most of his colleagues were getting laid off due to non performance. And the reason why I tell you this story is that this is what is happening to many professionals. How's it? Yes. So, this is the problem that we are facing with all professionals. The problem is that, yeah, so this pandemic has accelerated the process of the technologization of. Hello. Hello. Hi everybody, we'll be starting in just some time. We're just waiting for a few more users to join on. Okay, great everybody. So uh, everybody is here. Let's get started. So 2 weeks ago, one of my teachers called me and he said that his salary was being cut by 60%. And he also informed me that all non-performing staff were being dismissed. And all this is the case with all professionals right now. We don't know what's going on in the economy. We don't know if what the media is telling us is true. We don't know what is actually happening. And this is a very difficult situation for students because students are going to be widely affected. Everybody below the age of 25 is going to remember this recession because this one is going to be a really big recession. It's not going to be anything small. So, um, the purpose of this event is to inform all students that there will be many changes going ahead, and there will be many changes that are currently already finished that you need to know about whenever going out and planning your career. So, let's get started. I'll be saying a few technical keywords that I want everybody to understand. These are all economic based keywords. So, the first keyword that we'll be using very often is GDP. So GDP means gross domestic product, and this is the value of finished goods. This is the value of finished goods and services in the country that is made. So that basically means that whatever services and this basically means that whatever services and products are being made right now, they have a particular value. And if this value does not increase, then that means that the economy is doing quite bad. So, getting on to why GDP is important. GDP is a factor, it is not the only factor when measuring economic growth. There are things like unemployment rate and many other factors. But for the sake of the general public, we will be, um, what do you say? We will be referring to the GDP as the main factor in establishing the growth of any country. So, to give you a good idea of how bad the situation is economically, let us go back to the last event in history that has happened similar to this. So, the last event that has happened similar to this is the 2009 recession. If some of you might remember it, some of you might not. You may have family members who were affected due to it. You may have siblings or brothers or sisters who are currently working or who were working in 2009 or 2008 when there was the Great Recession. So, the global GDP during the recession that occurred in 2008, in 2009, went down to the lowest that it went down was minus 0.1%. That was the lowest that the global GDP went down in 2008. But the projected GDP, that is the projected GDP for this month, that is the month of April, May, and June, is minus 3%. And these statistics are from IMF, that is the International Monetary Fund. So they regulate all the economic activity, they study economic activity, they have huge amounts of data collected all over the world with regards to the economic activity. So they are predicting that the GDP will go to an all-time low of minus 3%. That's 30 times worse than the 2008 and 2009 recession. So what does this mean for students? Well, this has a lot of applications in general and to students in particular. So I'll tell you currently what's going on. You already know that the GDP is dropping down. You already know that jobs are being cut. You already know that there is a sharp decline in employers coming out to campuses. There's a sharp decline in companies openly hiring or even posting job offerings. And this is only because of the coronavirus lockdown. And coming to what companies are trying to do by this, they're trying to do three things right now. First of all, they're cutting jobs to maximize operations. To be able to withhold our operations, they're cutting down jobs. And then they're trying to cut salaries. Like I told with my teacher earlier, they have cut 60% of his salary. So he only gets to take home 40% of his salary. That is a huge number and it is not sustainable for him. If he was earning 10,000 rupees or $10,000 and his salary was cut 60%, then he would only be taking 4,000 rupees or $4,000. And you can probably imagine that in today's day and time, being able to take home only 4,000 or 4,000 or 40% of your salary is not going to sustain you for very long. And then what they're doing is they're cutting cost, even in terms of operations, even in terms of the infrastructure that they have set up. Many big MNCs are currently considering going remote, going all remote, and only having essential personnel in office. So there won't be many, around 50 to 60% of corporations have already framed policies, HR policies, saying that we will not have the 100% of staff on campus. So what they will do is they will keep only essential staff, that would be 30 to 40% of staff on campus, and the rest of the staff will be remote and they will be working from home. And these are policies that are already coming into change. Many HR professionals cannot come out and openly tell you this only because their companies do not allow them to. Coming to the other changes that corporations are doing currently, they are currently changing their business plan. They are changing the way that they do business. They are reiterating and coming to a online based platforms, online based working stations, online based cloud services. So you will see many companies such as AWS, such as Google, benefiting from this because many corporations will go and start using their cloud solutions. So any clouding company right now is currently benefiting. Any video conferencing, any online tool is currently a huge boom. We will come into the opportunities of this particular lockdown later on. Currently, what we will do is we'll analyze the whole situation currently of what's going on right now, and then we will go into some statistics which will tell you on how bad the current economic status is of not just India, of all the countries around the world. Coming to mental health, currently, as of right now, because an average of countries around the world have spent an average of 2 months in lockdown, mental health is a huge factor in terms of work environments. Mental health is a factor when deciding that many corporations and organizations are currently considering. So you will see a lot more improvement going on and a lot more importance being given to mental health in this particular era. Then coming to another HR policy that has been withheld or taken back is the 30-day notice period or callback period that many corporations had kept, in which if you had submitted your resignation letter, you would have 30 days to take that resignation letter back. Now, if you submit your resignation letter, within a matter of 1 week, the corporation can release you and you would no longer be an employee. And we are seeing a dynamic shift in the way that corporations are currently working. They're currently working on performance and skill. If you have performance and if you have skill, then you are the person who is at a leverage point right now. Coming to some of the statistics that the global statistics for the economy right now, let me give you a perspective on which unemployment plays a huge factor in recessions. The global unemployment rate that was created due to the 2008-2009 recession was 10.1%. That was a global average that was created due to the 2008-2009 recession. Now coming to the statistics that we have currently going on as of right now, and I'll only be considering the top 10 economies of the world, namely USA, China, Japan, Germany, India, UK, France, Italy, Brazil, and Canada. So these are the 10 most valuable economies in the world, and these economies together account to 66% of the global GDP. So these are not small numbers, these are very important numbers. So this is the unemployment rate of some of these countries. USA is at 14.7%, an all-time high. Never in the history of USA has unemployment rate been so high. China is at 6.2%, Japan is at 2.6%, Germany is at 3.5%, India is at 24%, UK is at 4%, France is at 8.2%, Italy is at 11.2%, Brazil is at 12.2%, and Canada is at 7%. So, out of 10 economies, 4 economies have already touched 10% or crossed 10%. And India in particular is currently at an average of, for the past 2 months, the average unemployment rate has been 24%. Now let me give you a perspective. I've already told you that in 2008, the unemployment rate was 10% due to the recession. And we already have established that this current recession is 30 times greater than the 2008 and 2009 recession. So these unemployment rates, 4 of the major economies, that is USA, India, Italy, and Brazil, have already crossed 10%. And soon behind them, we have France, which is at 8.2%, Canada, which is at 7.4%, and China, which is at 6.2%. These 3 economies are very close to 10%. So once we hit 10%, then you can be sure that these layoffs are going to become a lot greater in number. There are going to be sheets and sheets of employees which will be removed on a daily basis, hundreds of employees that will be removed on a daily basis, and none of these employees will be able to sustain themselves without the proper financial aid, without the proper government aid which needs to be provided currently. And also another statistic, like I had mentioned in the beginning, that is very important is the GDP of a country. According to the GDP, we can give a rough idea of how well the economy is performing. Starting from USA, the GDP of USA has dropped down to 2%. The GDP of China is at minus 6.8%. GDP of Japan is at 5%. GDP of Germany is at minus 2.2%. GDP of India is at 3%. GDP of UK is at minus 6%. GDP of France is also at minus 6%. GDP of Italy is at minus 9%. GDP of Brazil is at 0.7%. GDP of Canada is at 2%. Now you have to realize that most of these countries, their average GDP has always maintained to be, the best of GDPs has been 24% of USA's, and China's, they fluctuate around those ranges on a normal basis. But now they have come all the way down to a negative, if not negative, near zero GDPs. And that is a massive slowdown in the economic growth, a massive slowdown in lifestyle, a massive change. And this change is perhaps going to be very, very difficult to maintain, difficult to keep on going like this. That is why many countries have started to open up their corporations. Many countries have started to start some minimum economic activity, but even then, the effect has already taken place in the corporate policy. Corporates have already been showed that they can maximize profit if they reduce infrastructure. They have already been showed that they can maximize profit if their employees stay at home. They have already been showed that this can become the new normal. And there has been very little changes in productivity also. There have been very little changes in the maximum output also. And hence, due to this, corporations are inclining towards a remote work culture. They are inclining towards a digital nomad culture. And some of the effects of this you will start seeing is in your colleges, the placement course or the companies that come for placement, they will start offering discounted packages. Say for example, somebody from IIT is offered a package of 10 lakh. Instead of 10 lakh, they will be giving discounted packages of 6 lakh. And this would be a great opportunity for many if the package that is offered has a good profile. And why I say it needs to have a good profile is because if a startup offered you 6 lakh and they were being funded, and in these uncertain times, I would highly recommend that you stick to a startup, or you stick to a corporation which is stable, which has stable funding that can sustain you for throughout this recession. We don't know how long this will take to recover. And the statistics that I would like to share in terms of recovery would be that the 2009 and 2008 recession took us 42 months to recover. So the all-time low for the global all-time low for a recession of the 2008 and 2009 scale is minus 0.1, but for a recession which has a all-time low of minus 3%, we don't know how long it will take to recover. It can take 2 years, it can take 3 years, it can take 6 years. So as of right now, no economist have given a proper number, but these are the fluctuating numbers that we have been hearing so far. I have already covered that work from home is going to be a very big deal. And what does it mean to you? If corporations are hiring work from home, how do you get hired even from a work from home basis? How do you get hired? And how do you sustain? If you're put on the, if you're currently hired and you're currently on the waiting list, or you're currently on the bench in an MNC or in a corporation, then know that you have a great opportunity over here. If you start performing to the task that is given, and these performance based parameters that are currently being measured will not be easy. As time goes on, performance is going to become very strict. uh, Corporations are going to look at maximizing their profits on maximum profit. Corporations are going to look at you to see if you are reliable enough. Corporations are going to see with you to see if you are capable enough to stay in the organization. If you're not capable enough, then what they're going to do is they're just going to fire you, and they're going to be easily thousands and thousands of people ready to replace you already. Remember that India is at an unemployment rate of 24%. That is a record high unemployment rate seen in the last 50 years for India. Now, coming to the opportunities that this brings to you, and some of the industries where opportunities are a lot, and opportunities have uh, been created for the past 2 or 3 months. These industries have been booming at a very massive rate. One is the essential industry, anything that has to do with essential services, let it be food, let it be water, let it be um, telecom, let it be communications, let it be logistics. These industries, these essential industries, have been booming. Agriculture is also another industry that is currently growing alongside another booming industry, that would be technology. If you are not suited to be a digital nomad, that would be a person who is well versed in the digital environment. If you are not suited to be somebody that is well versed um, in the workforce of a digital environment, then you will find it very difficult to get a job. So some of the things that not just on a digital basis, even if you do have the technical know of how to go about using digital tools, you still need to be very well versed, because you're not the only person who has figured out that digital tools are a very big uh, contributing factor to HR policy right now. You're not the only one, and you won't be the first one either. So once you know that these digital tools are being used, let it be YouTube, let it be Instagram, these are all social platforms, but these are at the same time digital tools. If you're not able to do basic marketing, if you're not able to do basic SEO, if you're not able to do basic web development, if not using code, if you're not able to do basic coding, I highly recommend that you do Python as a simplistic language. I highly recommend that you learn Python. But if you're not able to learn Python, then I highly recommend that you be proficient in at least one or two coding languages, no matter of your background, no matter of the industry you're in. Having coding knowledge is a very essential skill right now. And coming to the opportunities again, in terms of openings that you will be getting, a lot of good profiles will start opening up. Give it at least 1 or 2 months until the lockdowns are released. Once the lockdowns are released, you will have a lot of good profiles being released into the job market. And most probably, these profiles will be referral based. These profiles will actually not be open. There is a high possibility that some of these profiles will be listed in public domains. But as of right now, due to the high unemployment rates, there may be a good possibility that this is a referral based hiring that will be going on. So I recommend you develop relationships with HR professionals. We recommend that you develop relationships with um, executives, with managers, with people who are part of the essential staff that the company cannot let go of. 2020 and 2020 and 2023 would be the best time to graduate right now. So if you're in first year, if you're in second year, this is actually the best time to graduate from a college, from a university, because the recession is probably going to start playing out. We will get a good idea of when things will start getting better by 2021, 2022, maximum 2022. After 2022, you will have an opportunity. The batches that will be graduating at this particular time will have an opportunity to explore the new era that has been created, the new industry that has been created. You will have a fair opportunity to explore it. The batches before 2022, however, will have to struggle, and they will have to create um, their own opportunities. They will have to figure things out. That would be the first batch that will be released into the industry to explore, including the batches before like I mentioned, the 24% unemployment rate in India. These people will also be compelled to innovate, create, and find new job opportunities, to find new avenues in technology that they can use to better benefit themselves and the corporations that are currently hiring. Now, your key takeaway that I want to give for you, for a student, is I want you to develop a development lifestyle. Now, what is a development lifestyle? A development lifestyle is a lifestyle of an individual who is working remote, a digital nomad basically, a person who does not own many big assets such as houses. They don't own cars, they don't own huge assets that are actually liabilities. Instead, what digital nomads are is they are loose people who have liquidated cash. They have liquidable assets. These are digital nomads, and to be able to perform at the maximum in this current new trend, new change in the industry, what you need right now is a development lifestyle. And this development lifestyle, what it is it is a person with a digital with a development lifestyle will be able to handle multiple roles. He or she will be able to enhance his or her performance. His or her performance will not be based on the number of hours that he or she will work. It will be based on the results that this particular person will be getting. This person is a person that believes in upskilling and is always constantly upskilling and upgrading his skills to compete with his remote colleagues. And this person is a person of great discipline and consistency, because being able to be on the web, being able to work remotely requires a lot of discipline and a lot of consistency to be able to perform very well. And coming to the last but the most important aspect that will provide you the advantage of this particular situation is the ability to multitask. Anybody below the age of 25 right now has biologically been programmed to multitask. And let me tell you how I know this. Everybody below the age of 25 right now is part of a generation called Generation Z. Now, this generation is a new generation. You might have heard of the word millennials, or the Z generation, or the baby boomers. These are all the names given to generations that came before us. The immediate generation before us is millennials. Anybody under the age of 25 currently is considered as a Generation Z. This generation has biologically has the characteristic to multitask. They are not a generation that is limited to one task at a time mentality. They are not a generation that is limited to a fixed mindset. This is a very, very advanced, and you can say easily this is the most sophisticated and the most advanced generation that humanity has ever seen in terms of study. And you will easily be able to multitask because you are part of this generation. And after some practice and after some application, you will be able to practice this multitasking ability, which is very important uh, in this current day and age. And I'll also tell you what opportunities multitasking will bring to you. Multitasking will bring to you a boom in freelancing. This will bring a boom in side projects. This will bring a boom in um, total workflow output, and this will also create multiple streams of revenue for you. So if you're a person that will be employed or get employed in the next 10 to 15 months, then being able to do this ability, being able to have the flexibility to work in this multitasking environment will be your biggest advantage. You will have access to multiple streams of income, you will have access to multiple networks, you will have access to multiple um, groups of people, you'll have access to multiple opportunities as a whole. And I'm very proud to say that Incubatia is actually one of the companies, maybe even the only company in the world, that actually works on the development of an individual for a development lifestyle. We are a career consultancy based out in Bangalore, but at the same time, we focus not just on your career but on your personal development, so that you are a development based individual, you have a development lifestyle. And we can say easily that we had predicted this recession, we had not predicted uh, the time that it would take, we did not expect that it would come so easily or come really fast. We had predicted that this recession would take this form, this digitalization of the industries, this digitalization of workforce will happen, but in the next 5 years. But what happened was, in the next 2 years, we are able to see that this sudden change, this sudden um, the sudden shift to the digital world has been observed, and this is the current situation. And like I've said, the global GDP is on a downfall, and we are about to hit a economic standstill. Hopefully, we are the governments and the administrative staff of many corporations, they are able to find a way of keeping operations alive, keeping salaries going. They are hopefully able to keep as much reserve cash as possible to sustain and to go through the COVID-19 recession. After the COVID-19 phase is finished, you will face a lot of automation technology. You will face a lot of manufacturing automation that will come to the world. There's been a lot of shift from China. The many manufacturing firms have shifted from China and are expanding to other countries. India is an avenue, but Bangladesh has taken the lead in bringing in most of these shifts. So the economy of China is also hit, the economy of India, the economy of USA, the economy of Germany, France, Italy, Brazil has been hit. And it is a sincere request, it is a sincere um, it is a sincere uh, request again to all the students to be very careful in the industry, to be aware of what is going on in the industries, to be aware of the current changes that are taking place in the industry, to see how automation, to see how AI, to see how many of these emerging technologies are being used to simplify jobs, to simplify roles, to simplify the whole workforce in general, and how you can be on the side that benefits from this and not on the side that gets that is given the resignation letter. So that is what we have been trying to do for the past 1.5 years in Incubatia, trying to predict, trying to analyze, trying to develop individuals who have the ability to withstand such economic crisis, which have the ability to overcome such limitations that may come now or that may happen 10 years down the line or 20 years down the line. That is what we have been trying to do, and that is how we are currently taking this forward. I would that is that is basically what we had to say, and this is all that uh, is the current update of the economy. And it is my sincere and humble thanks to all the team members, to all the internal team members, and all the collaborators that have been able to put this event together. This is, in fact, the best that uh, everybody can do. We can help each other out, and I thank all the collaborators and all everybody who has attended to realize that this is a great opportunity for students. This is a great opportunity for organizations if you are able to properly analyze the situation and place your bet in an industry, to place your bet in a um, in a in a field of study, in a field of development, which will later go on and help you hopefully withstand such financial obstacles that are yet to come. With this, I would like to take a leave for I would like to, there will be a Google form link that will be updated on the Incubatia Instagram page, where through which you can enter your participation link. You can fill out your details so that your e-certificate will be provided based on those details. We request you to fill out your email address completely and to use a Gmail email address, because we have been facing a lot of problems in the server configurations to be able to send out emails. So we request you to use a Gmail address, and we also request you to write your full name and your college full name in order to receive your e-certificate on time. The link for the G form will be updated in the company website, and it will also be updated in the Instagram bio. So stay tuned for the participation link. Please fill out all the details for you to get your certificate. And I am able to currently see that we have over 1,200 participants, which is a great number to start with. And it has been a great time, and it's been a great opportunity to be able to deliver this lecture for you guys. And we apologize for any delay, we apologize for any the difficulty that you may have faced due to any technical or non-technical errors. So I would like to take a leave, and I would like to thank everybody who has contributed to this event, and stay tuned for the participation link. Once you fill out your participation link, we will be able to send you that e-certificate, and you will also be able to use it in your coming college programs, and you can also link it up to your LinkedIn. Feel free to contact the team or feel free to contact any of the supporting staff if you have any queries whatsoever with regards to any of the participation certificates or any of the certifications and documentations which is yet required. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. The team has requested that we do a Q&A session. I would like to invite all of you on to YouTube where I can see your comments and where we can continue to have a Q&A session on the comment section. Yes, guys, please feel free to comment in the YouTube link. I believe the YouTube link has already been provided. You can jump over to YouTube and we can have a Q&A session. Right. So we're getting questions. Let me just start from the top. Um, okay, what is the impact on doctors? Okay, so this is a very important question. For engineers, for economic students, for students of other streams, we can easily tell them that this is the effect that they will face. But for doctors, it is a bit different. It is a bit different. Um, your hospitals will start. Currently, the pharmaceuticals and medical field is currently booming, and we will be seeing the more improvement and a greater increase in the need for doctors. There is currently a shortage all around the world, and we really need a lot of doctors. So, but just because we need doctors does not actually mean that we can provide doctors all the pay that is required. We can perhaps try to get you the pay that most great practicing doctors usually get, like say doctors from Apollo, Fortis, or any other great stream of hospitals. It is highly possible, but as I said, the economy is really on a standstill, and getting you the pay for doctors will quite be difficult. So, coming to social work opportunities, I would say as of right now, there are going to be a lot more social work opportunities. As of right now, I recommend everybody to have a social work organization or to be part of a social work organization that will really add to not just your portfolio, but it is currently needed. It is the need of the hour for social working organizations to be able to sustain. There is a huge need of people, like, for example, in India, we saw people in UP walking all the way uh, from Delhi to Kolkata, and to Delhi, to UP, and all of those places. So there is a lot of crisis going on. There is a lot of difficulties in terms of social work organizations. Social work. Somebody asked, what about HR agencies? What about HR jobs? Same thing with HR jobs. If you're not performing, then nobody will value you. If you're not performing, then you will be kicked out. So it is very necessary that whatever job you're trying to do, you try and perform to the maximum. Whatever task you're assigned, you try to do it to the maximum extent. Don't slack off. Don't what do you call it? Don't try to be in the belief that you're safe, because as of right now, nobody is safe. And after the 2008 2009 recession, many people already knew that there is no such thing called job security, whereas before there was something called job security, and there used to be a pension given to people working even in the private sector. So the link for the Google form will be uploaded um right now. One second. Yes, the link for this certificate has been posted in the comment section. Please go over to YouTube, or we will be providing the link to the Google form in the Instagram handle. The current batch which is graduating, what you guys will face is you will have to compete with everybody who has graduated before you. So you will have to be able to compete with everybody who is graduated before you, and this will be really difficult for you guys. So you will actually be the first batch. I recommend final year students to be well versed in a variety of fields. For example, your digital tools need to be up to date. Digital tools will be social media. Digital tools will be social media marketing. Digital tools will be search engine optimization. Digital tools will be one or two programming languages. This would be the digital tools. Food technology students, you guys probably have the biggest opportunity right now, right after the uh, right after the coronavirus recession. We're going to face another recession, or a slower recession, called the what do you call it, the automation recession. And that particular recession will have a huge effect on manufacturing and food technology. Is This is the right time to be in food technology. This is the right time to be able to go ahead with food technology. You're in a really good spot, keep at it. Also, guys, I would like to tell you that you can, if you have any more doubts, you can join the Zeta Army. This is a Telegram community that has been created for the sole purpose of answering more doubts that you have, and to be able to give you the opportunity to explore, uh, to be able to be updated, and to be able to compete with each other, and develop yourself. Like I mentioned, you have to develop your development lifestyle. You have to create that, and for that to happen, you really need to be able to get into that mindset where you can easily compete with other people and grow at the same time. There's only, to a certain extent, you can go alone to a certain extent. But in the Zeta community, what's going to happen is you're going to be competing with everybody else in your industry, and you're going to be competing with everybody else in your particular stage, in your particular group, where you can grow much more better. You can compete and you can grow better. So please do check out, go search on Telegram Zeta Army, and you will find the group, and you can join it immediately. The sooner you join, the sooner you will be able to prepare for this recession. The sooner you join, the sooner you'll be able to develop the skills you need to be able to compete with everybody else. A circular will be released on Zeta Army, giving you a basic toolkit on the things that you will be needing to succeed in this industry. So, like I mentioned, digital marketing tools, email marketing, social media, search engine optimization, basic coding. These are some of the tools that many of you don't have. These are the general array of tools that you need right now that you don't have currently. So somebody has asked, um, what about electrical students? So electrical students, like I said, you will be more software focused. You will not exactly be hardware focused. So it is not that big of a deal for you. But being very very being very very well versed in tools such as Python, in machine learning, and IoT. These are the places where your industry is going to boom in the next 5 years. So if you're not well versed in these, if you want a core job, and if you're not well versed in these two or three industries, then you're currently at a loss, and you really need to start working with yourself. And please, guys, stay updated with the Instagram page. The Instagram page will be posting a lot more updates to come. I know that it will be very difficult to cover all the topics currently, and everybody who stayed back for the Q&A session. I really appreciate it. If you have any more comments, please do comment in the comment box with your question, and I'll try my best to answer it. Can you mention the organization name? Um, okay, dietetics and nutrition students. Okay, dietetics and nutrition students, you also have to come up in technology. You have to be very well versed with development tools such as, app development, website development. The reason being that your industry is going to get automated. The set of things that you will be the set of things that you guys study is fixed, and it hasn't changed for a long time. It hasn't changed for the past I'm pretty sure past 2 or 3 years at least. The syllabus has not changed, the processes have not changed, and hence it is very straightforward. Your industry is very straightforward. That is why automating your industry is going to be just as easy. And if you have any technical knowledge, you will easily know that automating your industry is not going to be very difficult. So I request somebody from the team to post the Zeta Army link in the comment section so that people can join. And okay, we have hotel management, I believe. What do you think is fashion and job opportunity for fashion students? Okay, you guys probably will be the least affected in terms of innovation. You guys, fashion and any other creative industry will boom greater. I predict that it will be more beneficial for fashion students on creative sides. This would be graphic designers, this would be UX designers, this would fashion industry is going to boom. And for fashion students, for people who are designers, this is a great opportunity. You will be the least affected. The people in arts, humanities, and fields such as those will probably be the least affected lot of everybody. Request somebody from the team to share the Telegram link. MSc students in chemistry. So chemistry students or any MSc students, what I would like to tell you is that you have invested too much in your education. If you're doing an MS just to gain knowledge or just to specialize in a particular field, such as biotechnology or chemical engineering, in particular, or petroleum engineering. If you are doing chemical, or if you're doing physics, if you're doing MS and it is to specialize in a particular field, then it is worth your time. If not, if you're doing a general MS, then sadly it's not worth your time. You're sadly wasting your 2 or 3 years. What I recommend for you going forward is, again, skills is the name of the game. Skills, performance, and a development lifestyle. If you have these three things, you are the most valuable, hireable person on the job market right now. Any more questions? Please feel free to post in. Please feel free to post in the comment section below. MBA students. So the currently MBA is a very diluted field, and we do not want. Most corporations do not need an MBA professional to have at a managerial position. So for that reason, MBA is a sad investment. But If it is an MBA again for specialization in a particular field, then it is completely worth your time. It is to improve your skill. If you're not doing any degree and if you're not doing it for a skill, then if you're doing a degree and you're not doing it for a skill, you're doing it for the certificate, then it's a waste of time. Because there is uh, a lot of opposition even now just for bachelor degrees. Many the top three or the top five global companies have said that we do not need a degree to hire people. Law students, like I said, law is also going to get optimized. There is a new phase that's going to start, that you're going to start seeing in law. That would be due to blockchain. Law students, I recommend that you check more information on blockchain technologies, and I recommend that you um, do a bit more research on how blockchain can affect your industry, because blockchain is the next revolution in law. And uh, law students, medical biologist, that is a great field. Medical biology is going to boom, and there is a chance of automation for medical biology. Please do not think that you are safe if you're in medical biology. Please do stay on the development side. Do not do medical biology just as of that. MSc in maths, personally, if you're not planning on being a maths teacher or a maths lecturer, then I don't recommend that you do MSc in maths. Somebody asked, what about the teaching profession? Teaching profession is also going to get automated. I myself have headed many projects which are aimed at automating the teaching industry. So please be careful whenever you're teaching that profession. It can definitely be um, automated going forward. Rahul is asking, what about instrumentation jobs? Instrumentation jobs, I would say, to a great degree, cannot be automated, and for the time being, you are safe. But do expect a lot of automation the in the field coming forward, because technology is booming. Once enough people develop the skills to automate processes, then every industry is currently on the target. What about BCA students for placements? I am in second year. This is from Shweta. Um, Shweta, I would say that you have 1 year to complete your BCA, and in this 1 year, I want you to do the maximum amount of internships. I want you to do the maximum amount of to be able to gain the maximum amount of skills that you can in this particular time period, so that you can definitely upskill to a greater extent. And coming to cybersecurity, um, Priyank Kumar. Priyank, that is a great question. Cybersecurity is going to be the biggest, underground field that is going to start booming. And the reason being, if everything starts going online, then you need to start preparing or start to protect those systems that go online. Anybody from BBA, MBA, anybody from those backgrounds, I recommend the same thing for you. Start getting some technical knowledge. Please do not think that you are exempted from having technical knowledge. Join the Zeta group. We will be uploading all the technical skills that you will be needing. Join the Zeta group. We will be providing resources, free resources. This is a free group. We will be providing free resources for students in to develop themselves. Photography, Pooja, thank you for asking. Photographers are currently booming. due to the lockdown, there have been many pages, there have been many photographers. There is a lot of talent which is currently booming. The industry is getting saturated, photography is getting saturated, and if it wasn't saturated enough, uh, what you're going to start seeing in photography is the competition is definitely going to start increasing. So it is all about how you represent yourself in photography. If you're currently in photography and you are just starting out, what I recommend is gain technical skills, gain search engine optimization, gain marketing, gain web development or app development, any technical skills. Find out how you can get as many people to see your photos, to see your content. If you're a content creator, or if you're a creator in general, or designer, and anybody like that, you can definitely join the Zeta group. We will be helping you on how you can better represent yourself in the industry and how you can conquer the industry full in general. I request the Incubatia team to put the Telegram link for the Zeta group so that people can join. Many people are anxious to join. This is a free group, and we are uploading all of these resources on Telegram. So please do join Telegram. This video we will try to make it available on YouTube if possible. If not, we will upload it onto Telegram, and you will have complete access to everything on Telegram. Any more questions, guys? Please feel free to ask questions. We will stay live for another 3-4 minutes and we will wind it up. Artificial intelligence, Prem Kumar, is a great field and it is a very important field. I recommend it is also a field that we have included in the basics that you must understand, if not develop. You must understand artificial intelligence. If you do not understand artificial intelligence, then I highly recommend you join the Zeta group. We will be providing updates on all AI based, blockchain based, IoT based, automation based updates. Which field is better, teaching or banking for science students? I recommend banking, because banking requires a lot of banking cannot be automated. To a great degree, it has already been automated. The only new thing that can come in banking right now is blockchain technology. That is the only technology that can be upgraded. Somebody said, what about civil engineering? Civil engineers, guys, what I recommend is you guys are going to face a lot of resistance. There is great opportunity in the research for civil right now. There, however, has been a sharp decline in foreign countries. There has been a sharp decline in foreign countries hiring civil engineers, in particular for a typical core engineer, um, civil engineering role. There is great opportunity in research. There is great opportunity in what do you call it? Material science. Material science. There's a lot of research that is currently going on in material science. So what I recommend is that you go ahead in material science for if you're a civil engineer. Economics honors, something about acting drawing students, right? So acting and drawing students, it is an art based, it is a creative content creation based um, field, and it is very hard to automate. There will be new tools that will be introduced after this in acting, in drawing, but like I said, there are already a lot of advanced tools in drawing. So your industry has maxed out the automation, um, the greatest possible extent that it can go. It has already been maximized. Any more questions, please do send it over in the Google chat. Aviation industry is an industry where you can, if you're a pilot, then it is a great industry for you. You can keep going forward, limit flight to a great degree, only because there's very less air traffic control. And what else is there? Economics honors, same thing. If economics is a field that can no longer be automated, it is a pure critical thinking based industry. The only change that you can look forward to in economics is again the unification of a single ledger, the unification of a single ledger in a blockchain environment. That is the only thing you can do. And aerospace is a great industry. It is currently booming, but due to the lockdown and due to the recession, it will slow down. The industry will slow down to a very great extent. So you can expect this to slow down for a great extent, and it is not the best industry to be in for the recession, because there's a lot of capital involved, there's a lot of investing involved in aerospace. Then we'll end up the session if we have no more questions, and I think yes, we have crossed our limit. Um, I thank you guys very much. The registration link, you can either contact us on WhatsApp, Instagram, or Facebook, or the Zeta Army group. If you have already joined, please feel free to join. The certificate link is being posted right now. Um, there you go. It has been posted in the comment section. Please find it and fill out your details. We will get you your certificates as soon as possible. Please do join the Zeta HQ group. You will be able to better develop yourself. You will be better be able to um, excel at whatever craft you're doing, and more information and more resources will be provided to you on the Zeta group. And this is exclusive to Telegram. If you are not on Telegram, please do download the app and please do join the Zeta group. We will be sending out, you can have a discussion over there, and we will be answering all your questions over there. I will also be over there I will be able to answer all your questions over there. Then thank you very much. Thank you guys for all of your support, and thank you very much for um, I thank our collaborators for being able to organize this event. I thank the team, and I thank the team of Rotaract clubs, of the Human Rights Education Association, of GLAD, and all of our partners. Humble gratitude, very humbled by the support you have given, and we look forward for more collaborations. See you then. Bye bye.